Hello, I trust you all had a great Christmas. If you're watching this any other day than today, which I suppose you will be because I haven't loaded it yet, it is Boxing Day. So I want to do a video today on where I see myself in the new year. What plans do I have for this channel? So I remember reading on Reddit some months back that occult channels were really boring. I don't want to be that boring YouTube channel, that boring occult channel. I want to entertain as well. I want my videos to be visually pleasing and audibly pleasing, if you don't find my audible pleasing. So I've been sat here thinking about what can I do to up the ante? What can I do that's different to other people? Now, I've been wanting to do a playlist on the tarot. I did a tarot course a few weeks ago and it didn't really float my boat. I'm going to be easy. It was very simplistic, which is good because I'm the kind of person who likes to run before I can walk. So I learned the very basics of the tarot and how to implement it in my own readings. I wrote out, drew out the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, and I placed all the tarot cards within each Sephiroth of the Tree of Life using the microcosmic and the macrocosmic elements of not all the tarot, sorry, I correct myself here. I've been dying to use this. I remember watching a song by Cosmo Jarvis called Not Yet Jesus, I think, and he's teaching these people and he's like, oh, I just loved it, and I've been dying to use my wand and point it at this. Anyway, I digress. So I was sat here thinking, how can I make things more interesting for you, the viewer, and also for me, the creator? And I started to think about storytelling each tarot card using music and films. Now, of course, there are the implications of copyright within that. So I've been doing a bit of research this evening, and I can sign up to a music thing called Lit, that I will be able to use copyrighted music. Will I be able to use the music that I want to? I'm not quite sure yet. It depends what they've got, but they've got millions of songs. Film might be a little bit more difficult. I might just have to use stills for that. But that's what I'm thinking going forwards, because the introductory video that I did for this channel, it took me 10 hours to edit. So I think it was like a 7-minute video, and it took me 10 hours to edit, but I thoroughly enjoyed the process. And there are so many YouTube videos out there talking about the tarot. It's like, what can I do differently? So that's the idea that I've got. Maybe I shouldn't have told my idea to whoever watches this video, because you may go off and steal it. Anyway, there's nothing new under the sun. And aside from, the tarot, I want to do a series on elementals, how to use them elementals to balance the body. But I've been a bit stagnant recently. I've plateaued basically with the magic. Whatever. That's where I'm at the moment. I was thinking of scrapping this channel and going off doing a reactions channel or something like that, just to be able to incorporate music, the things that I'm passionate about, because I'm not just passionate about learning about the occult. And at the moment, I am just learning about it. I'm not wanting to actually practice, I'm not wanting to do ritual. To do meditation, I'm very ad hoc with things, and that's actually just the way I am. I am very on off. I am very up and down. That is my personality. Now, whether you want to blame that on ADHD or whatever you want to blame it on, I don't know what it is, but that's who I am. And it's because I get bored with things very easily. I always need something more to be stimulating me, to drive me to want to go, something different. I like to be doing different things, and I like to be thinking creatively. Now, when I started this channel, I was talking to people about the journey. I was back and forth with ideas, philosophical ideas, so that was a driver for me to do the videos. But as it stands at the moment, there's little old me reading, learning, and then what I'm learning, maybe having ideas outside of what I've learned and, connecting a few dots. But there's no driver there for me. It's kind of boring. Well, I'll rephrase that. It's not boring, but I've kind of come to... So when I started this journey, I was learning something new every single day about the cosmos, the existential thinking. And I'm not saying that there's nothing new to learn. Absolutely, there's something new to learn. But I'm almost at I am basically at the place, it is what it is. Where we are is where we are supposed to be. Where'd you go with that? Now, I had some fresh thoughts the other day regarding, the astrology and free will versus fate. And I'm just writing something at the moment about that. I think another thing that I'm going to do is write and read what I've written and then do the visuals, because as I said, I thoroughly enjoyed doing my introductory video, even though it took me freaking hours. But I enjoyed the process, because that's what it is to be creative. What else would I like to do? I've been doing a book over these last few months. Again, it's stop, start, stop, start. I've kind of plateaued with that at the moment, but I'd love to read that and do visuals. So I've got all these ideas, but these ideas are, to do the editing, it's very time consuming. I've always thoroughly enjoyed, just as I'm driving to the horses, just throwing something out there. But I want to put a little bit more of a creative angle into what I do, because I thoroughly enjoyed the editing. And interestingly, when I was at university, I did journalism, and part of my second course was a documentary. I did a video documentary, and I did all the editing for it. Of course, editing back 20 odd years was a lot different to what it is now. We had this big square box with all these big knobs on them, much different. And to be honest, I don't really have the computer with the capacity to really do the editing. I did buy a new computer, but I didn't take into consideration all the add-ons, like the videos, storing the photographs, rather the pictures that I'm creating, the art that I'm creating. So there's a lot of lagging going on. So I may have to update that in time, but certainly not now. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you where I fancy going for the new year. Because I want it to be interesting for my viewers, as well as interesting for me. So there I am. And if I don't speak to you before the new year, have a great new year. Not that I celebrate it, although my friend is coming over. And tally ho.